Episode 4 of Fate Apocrypha is not only my favorite episode of the series so far, it's also one of the most impressive. Mainly because it's not that this is the best episode because it's a majority of it is action-oriented. It's because we're finally getting back into what I love about Fate, which is the servants and their backstories. Each of the servants that are summoned into the Holy Grail War, they are a hero of their own time in some way, shape, or form. Or were a special person in some way. So the fact that we're seeing an episode that really goes into the different mentalities of multiple people, Siegfried, Achilles, all these other people, and seeing who they were as a person, even though that they are a servant of another at this point, they still are that person at the end of the day. And the battles for a lot of these Fate series really take out that personality and who they are as a person and really showcase who they are. Or in the case of Siegfried, in the more kind of downtime moments. And I love seeing Fate when they take a hero, take a heroic spirit of the past, and showcase who they are, and really put them in either tough situations or natural situations, depending on their mentality. Sure, you've had some sick and twisted casters from Fate Zero and things like that, and they're just put into their kind of like, their glory land of just being able to kill people. But then you have characters such as Siegfried within Fate Apocrypha, and he's put into a situation where he is essentially being told to not help someone in a lot of ways. So I loved seeing this episode of Fate really showcase, because I know there's been some naysayers for the series, and I can completely understand why. There is a lot of tropey and cliche stuff within Fate Apocrypha so far. That's been present. There's been a lot of fan service. There's been a lot of just mediocre stuff, but there has been some good aspects as well. But this episode is a natural Fate episode, removing the bullshit, just naturally getting in, showcasing what's great about it. Even though this isn't Ufotable, this is the next best thing that we've seen with a Fate series not being animated by Ufotable. The action sequences are awesome. They're beautifully animated. They're not top-notch quality 100%. There is some repeat animation, but they are beautiful to look at. But this is showcasing the different servants, their different personalities, everything that we love about the Fate series. I mean, you get to see that even though you may view one of these sides, the red or black faction, as good or evil, the servants themselves, they are natural for their times. I mean, we have Astolfo there and him just wanting to essentially save this homunculus. He says, no, like, this is who I am, this is the type of person I am going to save this guy, even if it means betraying my own group, and of course the others are going after him. But what I really love is Siegfried himself, because Siegfried is a guy who died for the sake of other people's wishes. He never fulfilled his own wish. He always did what needed to. He died because that was the wish of the public. It would pretty much bring peace if he died there. So I love how this episode, he betrays his own master because he says, listen, I want you to heal this boy, and he pretty much is saying, screw you, Siegfried, you're gonna listen to me. So instead, he knocks him out and gives up his own heart to save this homunculus, which is something that completely betrays his master, betrays his faction, but for once in his life, he gets to fulfill his own wish to save someone because that's what he wants. He's not doing it for someone else's reason, he's doing it for himself. And this is what I love about Fate, is when they can take a heroic spirit, someone from the past, someone either we know existed or was just in theory that existed, basically something that we know about their character, and either do something that goes against their character or goes for their character. In the case of Siegfried, this is something that he would want to do, and I love seeing that because not only does it cost him his own life, it's a selfish wish that he wanted to do that was the perfect outcome for him. I mean, you even get to see that his master, he attempted to control Siegfried to use his noble phantasm against these other opponents there, and it cost 2 to even get him to start using it. Like, it literally cost 2 to the 3 command seals to even get him to raise it. That's how strong his will was. And if it wasn't for one of the other masters punching his master in the gut, he would have had to use his noble phantasm. I think Siegfried was definitely the star of the show, but the entire balance of this cast was fantastic. You saw so many different, you get to see so many of the servants pretty much meet their counterpart in this war. I mean, there was just so much to love. Of course, the action was just amazing in all the battles, but there was so much character moments, so many moments where you got to see just new sides of characters, or get to see fleshed out versions of their characters to really get you a sense of, these are characters. Sure, there may be some tropes in this batch of cast here, but still there is some real characters with some real substance, and now you get to see that Ruler has pretty much someone that she's going to be chilling with, and it's really going to be cool to see their stuff animated. It's going to be pretty awesome, and I just really liked how they handled this, because this is a very, very large cast of characters. I mean, we literally have 2 factions. I mean, And of course, some are going to be brushed to the side more than others, but I really do like how they balance this episode. No joke, we focus on so many characters, and it didn't really feel like rushing by any one of them. It felt like when we were focusing on their action, the berserkers. I mean, it was pretty awesome seeing a berserker talk and kind of go insane. I mean, I absolutely love that. I mean, he was a crazy motherfucker. But then we also get some Frankenstein stuff. Overall, it just felt like they really balanced it, but also really hit home the real characterization and the character development. Even if it did cost our main boy here, Siegfried, his life, it was still awesome to see all of the character interactions, the development, and just seeing what a servant is willing to do, even if it costs basically betraying their master. I think as long as Fate Apocrypha stays true to what at least I read of this source material, I think it was like 3 out of 5 of the volumes of the light novel there, this will be an amazing anime. I mean, there is going to be some suffering for some of the people who don't like the more tropey stuff that it has been doing, but there is real substance, and I think episode 4 showcases that it isn't just going to be completely typical. There is going to be some of the stuff that people liked about Fate Zero and things like that, and I mean, this is going to be a solid series by the end. I definitely think so. I think based on this episode, seeing how they handled this content here, I think it's safe to say this absolutely will be amazing by the end, as long as they stay true and A1 doesn't go completely left field and just does something stupid. But overall, episode 4 was great. I mean, Siegfried had to steal the show, but there's so much content. You got the Berserker stuff, you got the Archer stuff. There was so much to love, and now seeing the new pairing between Ruler and our homunculus here, this is going to be absolutely incredible to see how it goes forward and how A1 is going to animate this. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. What did you think of the Siegfried stuff? What did you think overall? What was your favorite moment? I think a lot of people's favorite moment is going to be Siegfried giving up his heart for this boy here, which I think is absolutely amazing, seeing a heroic spirit who died for the wishes of others, gets to die for himself for his own selfish wish. So great. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below, and before you leave, smack that like button to show your support. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. So until next time, everyone, please take care and have a good one.